That's your kind of thing, Maria. You love doing it yourself.
Good morning, everyone. Sometimes, yeah, I can. Take a look at
E FooLy is the truth.
You gonna learn today. What is happening, YouTube? Y'all know me, E FooLy, aka the Golden Child, aka your mama's best friend, aka Mr. Believe It, bitch. Real quick video. I've gotten a few questions, so I said I'm gonna put out a video about this. How do I get high stat rolled gear? Meaning that, you know, I at least have two that are in the hundreds, and then one that is close to 100. Food for thought. I can do a separate video on this, but I honestly have a 3-tier 100 build on this character. I think it's that, and that. Yeah, there we go. Where I have 3 different categories. And I mean, before they nerfed Powerful Friends, you could do that. I had that 100 mobility, resilience, and I believe discipline. But since they've nerfed that, you got to use Radiant Friends. But I'm not going to go into all of that. But how do I get high stat rolled gear? And it's different this season only because they took away the Umbral Ingrams, because that was a big way to do it, was to get Umbral focused Ingrams in a particular category. So for instance, when I look at my gear and I want most of my characters, I run recovery and intellect, and then try to get over 50 to 60 with my mobility. And that's a good piece of gear. Regardless if it's stat rolled, I want to say 60 is really the lowest I would go, but really good is like 68. I think I have, okay, I'm not going to even try to find that shit. I don't have it for the video, but anyways, how you can do it this season, they actually have a few ways, and one mainly being your prime Ingrams. For those who do not know, they did like I want to say a buff to prime Ingrams where they actually mean something, instead of people once they hit the cap, it's pretty much useless to have prime Ingrams. Now they rolled any gear that you get from a prime Ingram has a chance to roll high static gear. So always look at your prime Ingrams and look at the stats that you want, whether it be, you know, mobility, intellect, or recovery, intellect, strength, resilience, whatever you want. Just make sure those are higher or closer than 20. Make sure 2 categories are higher or closer to 20. The new thing that they have this season, though, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people know this, is the hunts. You know what I'm saying? So with these hunts, what they have, if you pick a piece of gear, for instance, let's say pick the helmet, you can come over to this second one and use this. So you can either use this one where it says, you know, you can roll it with higher stats, or you can try to go into a particular stat. Now, I think it's less likely for it to happen, because with that, you're looking at 2 RNG rolls, meaning first you got to get a high roll in whatever category you pick, but then you also got to hope to get a high roll in another category. With this, you're mainly getting, it's random, but you're going to get high statted gear. Now, what they say is high stat is anything over 60. You feel what I'm saying? An accumulative score. So it's still up in the air. You have to understand it's RNG. So you're going to have to do it a few times. You're going to have to fucking farm it. And then I believe, yeah, this is where recovery and intellect is if you wanted it. Because like, I think recovery, intellect, and discipline are more, that's why it's in the 3rd tier, because it's a stronger slot. So these are slotted stronger. You feel what I'm saying? So prime Ingrams, you also have this, the cryptolith, lure. I'm trying to think of another good way. Nightfalls too. All right. So back when I was farming Nightfalls, that's how I got a lot of my exotics to drop with higher tiers. So for instance, even though this is I want to say a crappy piece of gear, it's still like high as fuck base. Let's take a look at this real quick. Base wise, that's why I just didn't delete it, because base without any mods or anything, it's fucking 69, and that's the highest piece of gear. I've never seen a 70. I've never seen stat rolled 70 piece of gear, but this is the highest piece of armor I've ever gotten, which is 69. And of course, you know, high discipline, high mobility is not something I normally run. That's why I just put it in the bank in case they came out with roles, because I knew that they were coming out with this where you can put mod, because you remember last season they only had 3 mod slots. Just this season they updated the exotics to have that 4th mod slot perk. So now if I wanted to, I can put radiant light on this and give me more strength, or I can put powerful frames and give me more mobility. It just depends on how your build is, and you have to know how to work the numbers. So now, since I've seen a lot of armor, and I mean a lot of fucking armor, I know exactly by looking at a piece of gear, not the cumulative score at the bottom, but the 2 perks that I want to look for. Like I said, most of the time it's recovery, intellect, and then trying to get a little bit more on my mobility. You feel what I'm saying? I know how to look at a piece of gear and be like, this is bullshit, or this is trash. You know what I'm saying? My dude crown, actually, even if it's in the 50s, but it has 2 slots that are 20s, you'll see some gear like that have 2 slots that'll be like close to the 20s, but everything else is like under 5, which I think is still trash because I want stuff in my other slots. So with those pieces of gear, you'll have like other slots that are just like low as fuck, which kind of is this shit too, because you know my recovery is down to 23. I really don't like that, but it's like I say, it's a 3 tier 100 build. I just wanted to do it just to do it. You feel me? But if you need more questions, you want me to go more in depth, I don't like to keep videos longer than 5 minutes. Just send me a message, man. I was just answering a question from a couple of subs that you can farm for higher stat rolled gear. You just have to know where to go and know where to farm. But other than that, know that E FooLy running the game. You don't believe that? Suck my wang. I'm out.
Oh, E FooLy signing the fuck out.
Spread the word, I'm back breaking, bitch.